it's Karen from Art by Karen Haley. So this video is the second part of Erin and Stitches. This is a really old video actually. I saved this to my computer quite a while ago, and I know I uploaded the final version of this a while ago as well. I thought that I had uploaded this to YouTube, and if I have, please link the video. I don't know, I can't seem to find it anywhere, although I was convinced that I had already uploaded this. Anyway, I don't really want to talk about my coloring process in this video because I feel like I do that in every video, and I don't want all my videos to be me talking about the same stuff over and over again. It'd be like a broken record. It'd be so boring. I guess I'll talk about the subject matter in this picture instead. So my friend Erin, who's known as Old Sophie on several different places online, as well as, such as YouTube and DeviantArt, and I think she has a Facebook page called Creations via Erin. So she's a really good friend of mine. She's a really talented artist, and I really encourage you to go check out her stuff. She and I did a collaboration a while ago, and I think that I need to upload that video as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that, because that's coming up as well. Anyway, she and I are both really big Pokemon fans, and I know that she really likes her Pokemon Stitches the Arcanine. So I did a drawing of her and Stitches hanging out in a mystical, magical forest. I don't know, I don't know where that came from. That was a weird voice. I really wanted to draw something with a lot of greenery, because I wanted to create an environment that really made me feel like it would be a place that Erin would spend time in. And I also kind of wanted to emulate a setting that you would come across in Pokemon, like an overgrown forest kind of place. It really reminds me of the forest in Black and White. There are a lot of logs and trees, and it was a really overgrown looking forest. More so than most of them. And the forest I'm talking about is the one that you go through after you get through the city that you battle the normal type gym leader in. I've beaten Black and White, but I have no recollection of what the town names are. Because I just whipped through that game. I didn't really linger very much in the locations in that game, so I don't remember the names of all the towns. So forgive me if that bothers you, but Black and White wasn't my favorite Pokemon game, so I didn't spend a lot of time playing it. So, but one of those places that really stuck out to me was the forest, and I think I might have been playing the game at the time that I did this drawing, which might be why it looks so much like that place. My favorite part of this drawing is probably that big log that Stitches is draped over. I really like the way that the bark turned out and the moss, although I feel like a lot of the detail is lost underneath all of that fluff, and I feel like I tried to make the log too much of a focus, when I should have really just focused on Erin and Stitches. And so I don't know, that's just one thing that I kind of learned from this, is that it's better to really kind of focus on the characters in some cases, even though having a really detailed scenery is good too. Sometimes it's better to just really focus in on the characters, especially when they're interacting in such a way that you want people to identify with them, and all that good stuff. Um, I think that the only thing I'm really coloring in this video is the greenery. And a little note about that is that one of my favorite things to draw is foliage and forest scenes and things like that. It's a lot of fun because it's such an organic shape. It's, you know, there's no right or wrong way to draw moss because it's so globby, and I mean, it's great. It's good to try and illustrate gravity and how it would grow if it was kind of hanging down off of the log and things like that. But I mean, it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of freedom in trees because you don't have to make them perfectly straight, and you don't have to worry about them having musculature or anything like that, because, you know, there's so much freedom in the way that a tree grows. It's just a lot of fun to do. I also really love doing water, as you guys know, so I had to throw in a creek in this picture at some point. So underneath Stitches and the log that he's resting on, there's a really nice little babbling brook, and don't really know if you can see it in the video, but I put a lot of effort into making the water look transparent, but also giving it the look of having ripples and things like that. And I'm pretty happy with the way that this picture turned out overall. It took me a long time to work on because I was just so nervous about working on this picture. I had already had so many mishaps with the actual line art, and as you can probably tell, this is a printed version of the line art. This is not the original line art. There's little margins on the sides of the paper where the inked areas just cut off because I printed this picture out, so it kind of shrank down the image just a tiny bit. So that's another thing. This picture made me really nervous because the tail of Stitches had quite a few mishaps. I'm not sure if I talked about it in the line art video. I'm sure I did, but had quite a few accidents with the line art and spilling because I used a dip pen for this drawing. And while it does give a really beautiful look, it is so nerve-wracking to work with a dip pen. It's just nuts. I don't really do it anymore. I still have my dip pen stuff, and I'll probably break them out again at some point, but it's just so much more simple to use a Copic multiliner or a Zig Millennium multiliner. Those are my favorites, so those are what I tend to stick to. Yep. Yeah. Oh, and what I'm coloring right now is these little vines of ivy, and I was really specific in my mental image of how these turned out, and I'm really satisfied with the way they turned out because they look just like I imagined that they would. I mean, it helps that I did quite a few tests before. So, but yeah, the ivy I worked pretty hard on. And another thing that I really strove for perfection with was just all of the tree roots and the stones and things like that when they meet the water, because I really wanted to illustrate that they go under the surface of the water and they don't just stop there. I've seen a lot of artwork where there's just like this gorgeous, detailed, realistic world, and then the water is just flat blue, and it kind of, while it looks good for some artwork, it's not the kind of look I wanted for my own artwork, so I really worked kind of hard to make sure that my stuff kind of continued underneath the surface of the water. I don't know. And I've noticed that, like, when I've watched other people do commentary on their videos, sometimes it seems like they look down on people who do things differently than they do. And I want to make it clear that I don't look down on the way other people might do something. I just personally choose to do things differently. And while, you know, a lot of artwork looks good with a solid blue water or whatnot, my sort of style wouldn't look quite right if I did water flat. And water's such a wonderful subject that I just kind of go crazy on it. Anyway, that's that for this video. I really enjoyed doing this one, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching!